Okay, so let's have a look at these ones. First step, we would write down Pythagoras' rule. I always like to do that. Next, trace your right angle. And so we know that those are the A and the B. Now these little dashes here and here mean that those are the same lengths, so I pop that in. Now A squared plus B squared, so that means I've got X squared plus X squared, because that's my A and my B, and your C squared is here, is root 10 squared. Now if you pop that in your calculator, root 10 squared, you'll find that they just cancel each other out. It just makes it a nicer thing to write. So now we say X squared plus another X squared, that is 2 lots of X squared, equals 10. I mean, you could have written root 10 squared again, but who wants to do that? Your job is to get X by itself. We need to get rid of this times 2. The opposite of times 2 is divide by 2. I know you all know that 10 divided by 2 is 5, but I'm just writing it here just in case, you know, it's a fraction next time that you don't know. So we just pop that in, and then to get rid of my squared, we square root. So again, I could square root if that was an ugly fraction, 10 over 2, but of course for us, because we know 10 divided by 2 is 5, we can pop that there. Off to your calculator, and we just work out what root 5 is. Press the SD, so 2.236, so if I want 2 decimal places, it'll be 2.24. Make sure you put your units. Done. Do exactly the same for the next one. Again, trace your right angle, the lengths that make up your right angle, and that makes it really easy to suss that this is your A and your B. So pop that into our formula. It's X squared plus, once again, root 7 squared, but by now we know that root 7 squared, they cancel each other out, so it's just 7 equals, okay, do you want me to write root 15 squared? Again, they cancel, so it's just 15. Now get rid of the plus 7. We're going to take 7, and look, we know that what 15 takes 7 is, but imagine if they were massive numbers, or again fractions. You can just put it all in your calculator like so and say 15 take 7. Okay, and away we go. For those using your graphics calculator, just be aware that when you type in square root 8, press equals, it simplifies this for you. It's because root 8 can be written as 4 times 2, square root of 4 is 2, so we get that. But again, you can just go 2.82, and again, think about, we round up because the third number is an 8, so 2.83. And units, please. Let's now have a look at question 6. Once again, same thing. Make sure you write your rule, trace your right angle, and I like to put my X first, so that's my A, that's my B, so we get X squared plus root 3 over 2 squared equals 1 squared. Notice I have put this in brackets, but same thing applies as we've done before. How do I get rid of a plus? We subtract, so it's now 1 squared is just 1, so minus root 3 over 2 squared. Some of you were saying you got this an incorrect answer when you checked. That would purely be, I would say, with your calculator use. So let's have a look, make sure that we put this in correctly. It becomes 1 minus, so please make sure that you pop your bracket, press your fraction button. Right, root 3 over 2, get out of there, and don't forget to square. Equals, that's 1/4. Now that equals, remember you've still got your x squared there, so that equals 1/4. and we now square root that. Now the square root of a quarter is a half, but let's again imagine it's a really awful number. So we're going to go shift square root, and we're going to square root our answer. So that's the button here, just above your negative sign. So shift of the answer equals, and of course we get the half. Okay, so I think your Pythag use is pretty good. It's just double check that you're using your calculator nicely. Same thing, we've got the dashes here. So if that's 1 on root 2, so is this, and this is my right angle. So it is 1 on root 2 squared plus 1 on root 2 squared equals our hypotenuse, which is our x there. It's off to the calculator to work that out. So we can go in here, and again, make sure you use your bracket, fraction 1 over root 2 squared plus another 1 over root 2 squared. I mean, you could have times that by 2 anyway, equals, so we get 1, and that's x squared equals 1, but we know the square root of 1 is in fact 1 centimetre, and we're done. Okay, hopefully that helps.